Let's talk Tanya for the 15th of Teves. Yesterday, we started speaking about the Beinoni, and we said that the Beinoni is someone who both the godly soul and the animal soul, the Nefesh Elokis and the Nefesh Bahamis, are at full strength. And what happens in such a situation? The person is perfect in the area of thought, speech, and action. This is a person who is never going to succumb to the animal soul. And the question we asked yesterday is, why is that? If the animal soul is at full force, why does it never get its way? And the answer to that lies in something which we learned quite a few days ago in chapter 9. If you remember, we learned that the animal soul, its home base is in the heart. The godly soul, its home base is in the mind. And if you recall, at that time we said that the significance of this will become apparent later on in chapter 12, and now we're there. There is a rule, and this is a basic rule of human nature, which is moyach shalt alalev, the mind controls the heart. The heart could want something, it can have the deepest desire, the greatest desire. But if the mind is dead set against it, if you understand and you fully understand that you should not do it, you won't do it. This is, you might want to say, the basic definition of a human being. You know, what separates the human being from an animal? So you can argue we're more intelligent or many different things that we are able to do, we're capable of, the animals aren't capable of. And those are all correct, but those all are arguably quantitative differences. We have intelligence, animals have intelligence. We're more intelligent. We have a different type of intelligence. What qualitatively sets apart the human being from the animal is not what we are able to do, but what we are able not to do. The animal is a slave to its impulses, to its nature. It cannot choose to act differently than what its desires and what its impulses are. And the human being, we can say no, and that's because moyach shalt alalev, the mind controls the heart. The godly soul is in the mind. The animal soul is in the heart. And the result of that is that the godly soul will always win over the animal soul, because it is in the mind and the animal soul is in the heart. Now, the question becomes, well, every single one of us, we have a godly soul, we have an animal soul. Godly soul is in the mind, animal soul is in the heart, and nevertheless we do fail. Where's the moyach shalt alalev? What happened to the rule that the mind always controls the heart? And the answer is, if the mind, and here we're talking about the mind and the godly soul, which is based in the mind, its muscle is fully flexed, because we know the animal soul, its muscle is always fully flexed. If our mind is fully operating at full power, and our godly soul is, we will always end up doing the right thing. That is the secret of the Beinoni. The secret of the Beinoni is, again, because the godly soul is at full power, therefore it always gets its way. The Rasha, as mentioned, someone who fails, it's because the animal soul has taken some sort of advantage, which means that the mind and the godly soul has been compromised. Now, that obviously leads us to the question, how do I flex the muscles of my godly soul? How do I flex the muscles of my mind? That's something which there are going to be a lot of chapters in Tanya talking about, especially in the chapters that are coming up. And also we are going to get a glimpse of how this is done in the Tanya of 2 days from today. Tomorrow, we will continue our journey into better understanding the Beinoni, and also tomorrow we'll talk more about the relevance of the Beinoni state to each and every one of us.